What's going on, guys? Been an eventful day today. Been trying to get this new camera working, but we're up and running. So please put down a comment. Let me know how you like the new camera. Hopefully, there's not that fuzziness on the side of my face no more. And we're trying to move up in this world, all right? So just let me know how you guys like it. But welcome. Happy Tuesday. We're just going to get this day ended on the right note since it took me a little bit to get this camera working, all right? But we're going to hop right into it, guys. We are going to be talking about the UAW strikes that are going on with General Motors and Ford, which are the main ones right now. And we're going to go into depth on really, does a union really benefit the workers? And where is the bloat? Like, do they take advantage of just being in a union? Or do unions do what they should be doing? Because I personally think unions are a good thing. But there are times where unions don't take care of the workers and they instead take care of the executives that are running the union. Okay, so we're going to get into it. We're really going to see where this goes, guys. But again, happy Tuesday. We're going to get right into this thing. We got this first one here, and this is just based on Google. The union wants the big three automakers to eliminate their two-tier wage model, which results in many workers earning less than the average wage of $32 an hour, offer defined benefit pensions to all employees, limit the use of temporary workers, and offer a 4-day work week and provide more job protections. That's basically what they're wanting, which I really don't see anything bad about that. I mean, especially with how crazy the economy is, these auto workers are working their ass off. There's a lot of profit. They're making a lot of money off the backs of these people that are a part of the manufacturing and all that goes into making these cars all over the world. And they're making stupid profit, which we're gonna get into. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. And then we got here at CNBC. The Biden administration is no longer sending two key officials to Detroit this week to potentially help broker a deal between striking auto workers and the big three car companies, a White House official told NBC News. President Joe Biden last week said he would dispatch White House senior advisor Gene Sperling and acting Labor Secretary Julie Su to support discussions between the companies and the United Auto Workers Union. But the White House and the UAW union mutually agreed it would be better to speak virtually via Zoom, the official said Tuesday. Sperling and Su could still go to Detroit next week, but there are no firm plans for them to do so, the official said. We'll continue to assess travel timing based on the active state of negotiations, the White House official said. Biden largely said with the striking auto workers in an address on Friday, the president called on Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis to share record profits with their workers. Despite that, Biden has received a relatively cold reception from the UAW. The union's president, Sean Fain, told MSNBC on Monday that he does not see a major role for the White House in resolving the dispute. And I really do agree with that, guys. Biden's not going to be able to do anything when it comes to this. He's just not. It's just not going to happen. And to be honest, I really don't like. What is the White House going to do? I mean, they're not all they're either going to strong arm one side or the other. Okay. And really, you should just let the union do their thing. Let them strike. That's part of this process. But the reason why the White House wants to get involved is because they're worried that this strike is going to lead to in higher car prices than they typically are already. I mean, the price of cars and with the interest rates, they're already higher than they've been in basically ever. Okay, so this is definitely a stickier time because Biden doesn't want the inflation numbers to go any higher than they already are. And they're already crazy. Nobody can live, no average person can live in this environment right now for a sustained amount of time. There's just no way. There's just no way, guys. So, really, it just kind of bothers me that we're even in this situation. But again, I want to make sure we're on both sides of the situation here too. Like, do you have to pay to be in a union? union? Do you have to, are there any dues? What is that? So we're going to get into that here. And for members who work in either the private sector or public with a legal right to strike, the minimum monthly dues is an amount equivalent to 2.5 hours of straight time pay for members working full time, paid on an hourly basis. And I understand. I mean, it's a union, guys. So I mean, like they got to get money somehow. They got to pay the people that are working under the union somehow, because the union doesn't just fight for the rights of the workers without having employees that are working for the union, right? Like that actually are in the administrative side, doing all the dirty work, trying to get these deals and negotiations passed between automakers. So you got to pay them. How much are they getting paid though? That's what we got to figure out. All right. But we're going to get right over here too. We're going to first start off with the UAW executive salaries. So the average UAW executive compensation is $216,331 a year. The median estimated compensation for executives at UAW, including base salary and bonuses, is $216,899. At UAW, the most compensated executive, which I'm assuming would be the president, makes $518,000 a year. So guys, okay, it's important to be a part of a union, okay, because they're going to fight for you to get paid more. But these guys are getting paid on average over $200,000 a year. Oh, Lord, baby Jesus. Okay, we're going to figure this out. Let's find out exactly how many UAW executives there are. We're going to find that out right now. The board consists of 5 officers: the president, secretary, treasurer, and 3 vice presidents, and 9 regional directors. And those are all part of this median of 216,000. Okay, the regional directors get paid. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, guys, look, it's like, yeah, we got to fight for our average union person to get paid more money, while we're going to rack in all this money from the dues that all these union people are bringing in. I mean, how else do they make money? They don't make money other than that. I mean, it's absolutely insane. They negotiate their salaries within the union. So it's just, I don't know, guys. I'm not really liking this. I'm really not liking the setup of how unions work. I feel like the unions are just getting in the middle. They're being the middleman between the automakers and their workers, which I would understand if they're like getting served dirt wages. But it's almost like the executives in the union are taking advantage of the situation. Why is any member, I understand if you're an executive and you're working for the union, okay, cool, get paid 100 to 150 grand a year, maybe even 175. Why the hell are they getting paid on average? The median average is $216,000 a year. That's just absolutely insane to me. And you're fighting for the pay for the average worker? Like, come on, guys. Come on. But when it comes to the actual amount that we're trying to pay these union workers, they're trying to get a 40% increase to their pay, which, if we do the math here, guys, I already did the math, okay? That is, they get paid, if you make $32 an hour, you're getting paid a little over $61,000 a year. So a 40% increase on $61,000 brings you up to about $84,000 a year. So it's about a $22,000 to $23,000 a year increase. Okay, that's a pretty freaking good increase. But we also have to take a look here at how many workers there are to see what the cost would be per automaker based on how many UAW union workers they have. So Ford has 57,000 UAW Ford workers that are under contract. Now, if they're wanting an extra 21,000 times 57,000 workers, that is an increase of just barely under $1.2 billion with a capital B. Okay, with a capital B. That's a lot of money. Okay, that's a lot of money. I don't care who you are. That's definitely a lot of money. Now, let's see, can they afford it though? Are they still going to make enough profit to be profitable? That's the biggest thing, guys. Is if they can be profitable and still pay these guys, then yeah, they definitely should be getting this money. But again, because they're a publicly traded company, they're expected to make more and more and more and more profit. And again, I love capitalism. I'm a business guy. I'm in sales. But at a certain time, there's a plateau. There's a time where you can't do it no more. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a little bit against the stock market, because it's almost forcing companies to try to finagle a way to have more profit when you should really be looking after your customers and making sure that this business is never going anywhere and it just keeps gradually moving on the upslope. That's really my thing, but we're not going to get into that. So again, it's $1.2 billion for Ford, who has 57,000 UAW union workers. Now, if we go here, let's see. Ford ended the quarter with $12.3 billion in net income and had a full year net income of $17.9 billion in 2021. They had a down year last year because they lost $2 billion, okay, $2 billion on the electric car market because they're trying to get that off the ground. So they put so much money into that, they have not made it back enough profit. So they lost about $2 billion in 2022. But still, in 2021, you had $17.9 billion, okay? This is an increase. If they were to just pay their employees that are part of this union an extra $22,000 a year, it's an extra 1.2 bill, an extra 1.2 billion. So, okay, instead of 17.9, you made 16.7. Come on. Like, look, it's not that I'm thinking like, do I think that the request is outrageous? Maybe a little bit, but when you look at the amount of profit this company's making and how you're not even the average person in this union is not making $32 an hour. They're making anywhere between, depending on their experience and time with the union, they're making anywhere between $18 to $32 an hour. So they're wanting a 40% increase across the board, but it's not even right away. It's over 4 years, guys. It's over 4 years. So, I mean, is it really even that bad? Is that really even that bad? I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. I think it's reasonable, especially with the cost of living going up. And I mean, come on, you got to give that money, especially when the president, the CEO of these automakers are making $20+ million a year. And that's not an over exaggeration. The thing is these CEOs and presidents, most of that money is in form of stock options. So they get stock within the company, so they have an incentive to have it keep growing. Which, I mean, why don't you do that for the workers then? It's probably because you don't want the workers to own the conglomerate of workers. You don't want them to own a significant portion of the company. So if you're not wanting to do that, if you're not wanting to give them a certain portion of the company per worker, then pay them what they deserve, and you're still making record profits. You're still making over $16 billion in profit. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. And then we even go to GM. All right, let's go to GM. At GM, there are about 46,000 UAW workers. And at Stellantis, there are about 43,000. So let's do the math again. 21,000, boom, times 46,000. And we're looking at, oh, that's not even that bad. Oh, guys, that's 966 million. 966 million. How much did General Motors make? General Motors saw a fourth quarter net income of 1.7 billion and had a full year net income of 10 billion in 2021. Okay? So there's still, even with that, there's still their net income. And again, guys, we got to look at the definition, okay? The definition of net income. is the amount of money you bring home after taxes and deductions are taken out of your paycheck. So after all expenses, guys, after all expenses, oh, my bad. Let me look at this just so you guys can see it. Okay. After all expenses, that is what that means. So their net profit, their income after all bills is 10 bill. You're telling me they can't afford 1 bill to give their workers a little bit more money, make their morale go up a little bit more, make them work a little bit harder. You might even get a little more efficiency out of them. You might even get a little more production out of them. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, this is where they are getting a little bit greedy. I will side with Joe Biden on this, which is probably one of the first times that I'll side with Joe Biden on something. Okay. But it really, I mean, this is a no-brainer, guys. This is a no-brainer. So, I mean, again, yes, is it really gonna dig into their profit a little bit? I mean, it's gonna be $1 billion or $2 billion. Yeah, it's gonna be $1 billion or $2 billion per company, but they can afford it. They just had a net income of $10 billion for General Motors and $17 billion for Ford in 2021. Like, come on, guys. And the only reason that Ford lost money in the previous years is because they're trying to go all in on electric. They're trying to get rid of everything else. So, they just took the cost and hoping that the long-term payout is going to be there. But, I mean, again, guys, I think I'm on the side of the workers when it comes to this. I mean, you almost have to at this situation. It just doesn't make sense that, I mean, at first when I'm like, damn, they want a 40% increase in pay. And then you look at the numbers, I'm like, okay, well, that's an extra 21 to 22,000. And each company's got 57 to 46,000 respectively of UAW workers. That's a lot of money, but compared to how much they're profiting, how much money their net income after bills. Guys, again, I can't reiterate it enough. This is after bills we're talking about. Okay? So, I mean, again, give your workers their money. And I guarantee you'll see better efficiency. You'll see a higher morale. You'll see people call off work a lot less. I mean, it's especially for that type of an increase. That's not just $1 or $2. That's a solid increase, and that's how it should be. If your company and your industry in general is making that type of stupid money, guys. I mean, that's some stupid money. All right. So again. We just got to be aware of this stuff. And is it something that we should all look into? Possibly getting a job within a union? Yeah, if you can find a good job, that pays well. Yeah, being a part of a union just gives you that security. They're gonna help fight any legal battles that might happen down the road if something were to happen on the job. They're going to fight for your pay increases at all times. You're going to get more of a guaranteed pay increase as long as you're part of a good union, because there are unions, guys, that are not good, that take advantage of the workers, that take advantage of the salary that those UAW executives are getting, which is stupid. That's a crazy amount of money, guys, to be a union worker, to try. You know what? I'm going to fight for these average people's wages to go up. So I deserve $216,000 a year. Give me that job. You know what I mean? But again, guys, we just got to be aware. Make sure we connect all the dots, get all the context possible, so we make the smartest decision possible going forward. And again, guys, it's not like I'm not against unions. I'm not even for unions in particular. I'm for good unions when the unions are working for the workers the way they should, and not just taking advantage of the system. And again, guys, I mean, the economy is crazy. The auto industry is crazy right now with these interest rates and everything. So this is honestly a perfect time for them to do this strike across all the boards, because the prices are already high. No one's really buying like they used to. So if they really want to risk not getting no sales for a little bit, then they better just pay them. Just pay them. They're going to make the money back. I swear they're going to make the money back. You know what I mean, guys? So I hope you guys like the topic though today. Again, put it in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I really just want to hear what you guys' thoughts are on the new camera and everything. I think I like it. I figured it out. It just took me a little bit. But we're just going to keep it rolling, guys. And I really appreciate you. But have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you on that next video. Yeah.